Hey, welcome back to A-Aron Reacts and welcome to my channel if you're here for the first time. Very excited to get back into some new Diana Ankudinova. I got these couple comments. Please react to one of the coolest females in the world. Please react to Diana Ankudinova's new song, I Don't Notice. That's from Monolith73. And we've also got Metropole1256. Please react to I Don't Notice from Diana Ankudinova. It's brand new. And so definitely looking forward to this. I do have the lyrics available if we need them. I don't know if it's in English or what, but I'm assuming it's in Russian since the video itself is in Russian, but we'll see.
На душе горит дом, потушу все молоком, так устала стоять на своем. Как бы мне не страшно, пусть говорят, что я боюсь. Завела будильник, мы пойдем. Я так устала, я так устала. Все под контроль, я так устала. Я так устала, я так устала. Все под контроль, я так устала. Не замечаю, я себя не вижу. Снова утопаю, снова сносит крышу. Не замечаю, я себя не вижу. Снова утопаю, снова сносит крышу. Словно в начале я справлялась лучше. Я себя не знаю, и кого мне слушать.
Very poppy. I gotta go back to that because that was pretty complicated what was happening musically here. Right here. Okay, I obviously need to go look at the lyrics, but let's start to... I want to share my interpretation being completely clueless in terms of what's being sung. And so I see this, you know, it's her growing up, but it's like her child version of herself. Painting, coloring, having fun. And this is like a happy side of her. And it's like a youthful side that, you know, in order to move forward, she has to face the dark side of her. And you see her in all black with like the witch cap and so forth, wandering through a dark, perhaps enchanted or, you know, haunted forest. And then there's this complexity in the music at one point. And then she sees this small little house, which it appears is the house that she's in. So she has to break out of this youth or this smaller version of herself to become it. But she has to experience the darkness, and there's great complexity and all that. So that's at least my completely ignorant understanding without understanding what's going on in the lyrics from the music video itself. Let's talk musically what's happening. It's as I said at one point, it's very pop feel, really very driving and rhythmic for the most part. And then there was that part in the middle where I went back to it, and it was, multiple layers, and it felt like it was kind of going out of timing a bit, and they were fading in and out. And it didn't really feel connected. And I think that was just trying to show utter chaos. And it was effective from that perspective. Her singing was quite straightforward. And, I feel like the lyrics are going to do a lot more of the talking in this one. So we'll definitely get to that in just a moment. But there was nothing impressive about her singing. And, as I saw in the first episode of The Masked Singer, I think it was, the Russian version of it, whatever it's called. She's able to, put on this character. I would probably not guess this is her if I went into this blind. But I will also add that there was nothing peculiar or spectacular about that singing that made me go, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I think the production quality, and again, we'll look at the lyrics, is what really matters here. It feels like she's taken a different direction, though. Maybe it's to try to get more poppy, to try to get more viewership. I'm not sure. But I don't think this really showcased her vocals in the way that, she's certainly capable of. I'm sure every choice she made here was deliberate. So let's take a look at the lyrics. I'm going to pause for a minute and pull them up and then read it, and I'm going to take some notes and so forth. Okay, so I took a quick minute. Let's go kind of more or less line by line. I may not cover every line, but the gist of it, and then we'll put it all together. So my internal house burns. So clearly there is some internal turmoil, emotional turmoil, as it indicated. Internal world is on fire, suggesting pain, anxiety. I will save it with white milk. Extinguish fire with white milk, right? So it's like white is purity and perhaps innocence, as well as dousing that. So I'm going to get rid of that pain. It's a desperate, maybe even naive attempt at healing. It's so tiring to stand my ground. It's tough to hold her ground to her values, her emotions. Even surviving is exhausting. I'll pretend that I'm brave. So I think that more or less stands on its own, but, she's kind of choosing to continue and persevere despite real vulnerability. So masking pain with courage. Let them say that I'm afraid. Oh, that's interesting. That's like almost counterintuitive from the last one. It's like she doesn't even care what others think. The alarm is set to ring at 8. So that's kind of that structure, that daily ritual. Life must go on. I've got to continue. And then this is a refrain that's repeated. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. So that's exhaustion. I mean, it seems like based on the music video, it's emotional, physical, maybe even spiritual. The repetitiveness as well is just showing that it's kind of ongoing. Just control it all, full control. I'm so tired. So that's a real contradiction there. Needing control, but also, being drained, right? It's that dissonance between the expectation and reality. And then it refrains. Not even notice myself, don't see me. Feel sometimes I drown or sometimes I lose it, So oscillating between being overwhelmed and emotionally unraveling. So she's just not steady. In the beginning, I think I did better. Interesting. But I've lost myself, and who will help me get her? Yeah, so it's like she realized that she used to have more control or used to have more structure or, not as much emotion, and she wants to get back to that time. So I think that's the key twist or the key gist here is this going back to trying to reach into that small little house to become who she was. But now there's too much pain to go back to that. There's too much darkness. There's too much challenge. There's too much struggle. There's too much anxiety. There's too much complexity in terms of who she is and what she's been through. That's tough. So, yeah, I mean, it's just like emotional burnout, identity crisis a lot here. And this is interesting. So I don't know how much of this is reflecting on herself. I'm guessing it is. But, she's gone through all of these competitions and grown, and then, even her very early childhood. And just there's so much going on now, going through musical school and everything, and now trying to break out in the world, and she's having an identity crisis. And that's probably really tough, genuinely, because earlier on, before she went through all of this, it was probably much easier to try to represent who she was. But now she has so many sides to her, so many facets. She sees so much more. She's grown so much more. How do I actually identify who I am? It's a true identity crisis, right? And things were just so much simpler before when I was younger, and I could just enjoy and be me and just sing and express myself. But now there's more complexity in it. If I want to break out and get myself to the next level, how do I do that? Where do I go? And maybe this is an experimentation into that pop genre. Although we've seen some other things from her that are kind of poppy, but that is tough. And as an artist, right, identity is one of the biggest things to struggle with. And, so that's my interpretation. I'd love to hear your thoughts here. This was cool of fun, especially as I dove into the lyrics. And now I'm beginning to better understand the music video tied to it. This is one I probably should have had lyrics up, or subtitles, but you don't really know, right, when you do it, if you're going in blind. So, hope you can forgive me for that, but that's it. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so yet. Thank you much, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.